shorty, how you doing? See you every Friday. Yeah. Watching you move. Damn, you're so sexy. Yeah. No, it ain't real. It's all pure fantasy. Yes, I know the deal. It's all about the money. But I can't stop thinking about what we can do out of this club. Where it's just me and you. So say you're ready. Girl, give me that chance. Once I dive in, you'll be left in the shades. Got me watching you. She's a dancer, stuck on how she moves. She's a dancer, got me hypnotized. She's a dancer, gonna spend my money on my money tonight. Oh no, baby, I know this ain't real, but it feels like it is. Got me thinking I'm the only one that matters in this club. Every time we exchange words, I feel that rub on my leg, draw me in, asking if I'm ready for another dance. These pockets still heavy, so I said let's go. She took me to the top floor, now she gives me a private show. Booty go up and down, said the booty go up and down. Hips go round and round, said the hips go round and round. Booty go up and down, said the booty go up and down. Hips go round and round, said the hips go round and round. She's a dancer, got me watching you, got me watching you, got me watching you. She's a dancer.
Favorite Level Up Coach and operate on Philly Hot Radio. 2T. What's going on, everybody? So, y'all here struggling in these streets and it's rough out there, but hey, today I have this. I have a this today. Bestie, show with me. Sisterhood. A couple of other things today, but before we get started, I wanted to talk to everybody about not exactly about the virus. What are we doing? What are we doing to the side? Because our culture, we don't get 5 minutes. It's 0 minutes. So encourage everybody, encourage everybody. Action. I want to work on things. Encourage everybody. Things off lately. Time to do. It's what we have all the time in the world. Listen, I have so much time on my hands. I don't know what to do. I win it. Sorry. Oh, I can exercise in it, take pictures, and I didn't get everything to. But and that was something that I've been putting out for I don't know how long, for months. So the most important thing that means that if you courses time, education, education, taking action in normal time. That's a place up and how to take. So that's it. These are times more difficult. We're already stuck in chaos and we're all confused chaos. So, but I take the cipher through the chaos by educating yourself on what is going on in the world. Once you educate, so I'm doing God is not to trying to I'm basically so struggling. I can't. So one of the things think about, make a list thought about once you prioritize. After you prioritize, go step by step on the list. Start with the first thing on the list, action plan, what is going, what to do. Another thing that you can try to figure out what action. Sit, sit and think about one thing that always wanted to do, but just didn't know how to get started or I didn't know where to start. Once you figure out what that one is, you can then research what is one of the steps that's needed to accomplish the goal. And again, I know that sometimes it's still hard to decipher out exactly that, but that's what I'm here. That's what life coach team is here for. That's why I'm your favorite level up coach. Contact me, my life coach team. At my life at life coach. And I also want you guys to call in today, ask me questions. You can ask me questions about whatever you're struggling with today, or you can ask questions about the topic today. The number here is 484-477-7348. Okay, the number is 484-477-6348. Obviously, I know what it is. number when I come back from break. Truth Talk Radio is sponsored by Made with Love Juicery. Follow her at Love Juice 8 for your health and wellness needs. Whether it's smoothies, juices, meal plans, or immunity boosters, which you need right now. And remember, she's always got them. It's all natural, nutritious, and delicious. And remember, it's always made with love. Truth Talk Radio is sponsored by Champagne's 21 Bar and Restaurant, the best bar and restaurant in the city, located in the heart of Germantown at 21 East Shelton Avenue. Right now, they're taking orders, so if you want great food, call in at 215-849-7366. Champagne's 21.
He ain't giving you what you need, so you call upon me. Satisfaction's guaranteed. Can't wait to get you in my bed. You know how this starts for you. Like wrap those legs around my neck. Let my tongue talk to you. Yeah, it's gonna talk to you, baby. All I wanna hear is, oh, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. Oh, give it to me, give it to me. I'm all you need. Laying you down, legs in the air while I dive in that ocean, baby. I ain't playing around. You call my phone 'cause you know what it's hitting for. We ain't making love. It's not what you want now. You want someone who will take control and put it down. When you got that, with a fist full of hair while you're looking back. Your arch is getting deeper, got me in the deeper, hitting that sound like hand claps. We going round for round, got you screaming loud, yeah. All I hear is, oh, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. Oh, give it to me, give it to me. I'm all you need. All you need, yeah. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. All you need, yeah. Give it to me. Give it to me. I'm all you need.
Can you hear me? So we're back. It's Truth Talk Radio with Life Coach Tandy, your favorite level up coach. And it's Philly Hot Radio with two T's. Hey, everybody. So, like I said, I have a special guest today, my best friend, me in a couple of minutes. We're going to be talking about overcoming, not overcoming. We're going to be talking about sisterhood. I'm so stuck on. That's what the show about. The show is about overcoming. However, sisterhood and having sisterhood is sometimes some things that I've struggled with my whole life. That I wanted my best friend to have a candid conversation about sisterhood, how it affects your life, how important it is, sometimes how difficult it is. So a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so I am the bestie. Ever. Oh, okay. Okay, no problem. That I do have.
Okay.
Once again, out here. Okay.
So, can you tell everybody how long?
It's been about 11 years. 11 years.
So,
It's been about 11 years.
11. Okay, so before I started the show today, um, Pumpkin and I having a conversation, and I was like, I know that I also know that I'm not for everyone. Like that. That's something that I generally tell somebody at the any type of relationship. I'm a lot. I know it, and I know that I'm not for everyone. When I figure out that I'm not for that person, I'm good because I know that I'm not for everyone. However, when I am for that person, and that person is for me, right? So the wheels fall off. So the wheels fall off. But I have struggled in my life with sisterhood, um, because I'm so true to people, and I've been in situations where people haven't been true to me. It's made it difficult for me as an adult to trust sisterhood, you know. And when I first moved to Philadelphia, I moved here not knowing anybody, not having any friends, and I had to have a long conversation with myself about opening up and trusting other women, right? That was originally not something that I would do. And when I decided to do that, I was so proud of myself. And then I met some amazing getting out of that. Because everybody is not. And it's just like women with a man, they've had a lot of bad relationships. They apply all those bad relationships
Into
to that.
the next one.
Yeah, to that one man, and that one man could be their knight in shining armor, but
Right.
they too busy worrying about all the bad things that to them about. So, but I was so glad that I got out of that mindset because I've met some amazing women that have been that we're just like in a good space. But tell me a little bit about your experiences that you've had before you and I, because again, we've been ride or die for the past 11 years. But tell me about
Coming up on 12.
this is not to bash sisterhood. Just tell me what is your experience and your thought on.
Well, I lived in the like two were friends. I thought was tight. However, tight as I thought it was. But so we're no longer friends anymore. However, I think it should be a natural thing for me. I think that the importance of sisters able to outside of
Right.
okay, right that you fight in with your
You mean outside of like blood family?
blood family.
Okay.
Someone that you can rock out with, I can share each other's stories, care for each other,
because that's funny that you say that because you and I met while I was in my second marriage. It was towards the end. We met kind of towards the end of the second. And you know, this is something. This is something you and I never discussed. But I want to say that as a sister and some of the things that I've heard how other females think of sisterhood, you did something that most women would have done. That was allow me into your home to live with you after I left my second
That's the
husband.
type of person I care for you. I want to see you better. I want to see that you're out of happy. And that's what.
But have you ever heard this dumb thing? Like I've heard women say, and this is the dumbest thing to me. I'm never gonna, I would never let a woman around my man.
Right.
Well, what kind of man you have?
Right.
That you
Not
can't
even
allow
that.
other women
Not
around?
even that. Then
Or
you
what
don't
kind of friends
trust.
do you have?
You don't trust that
Yeah.
sisterhood,
Yeah.
or you don't trust that bond that you. Like you really genuinely have to know that person.
And know your man
And
too.
know
Like
your
that's
man
dumb.
too.
That's the dumbest
Exactly.
thing ever. Like
Absolutely.
I would never
I
be in a
agree.
situation where I have a man and somebody I call my best friend and we can't be in the same house.
Yeah, that's not cool. That's not cool.
That because I would have done the same for you.
But of course you would. I know you would
Like I
have.
would have done the
Because
same
we
for
did
you.
almost came to blows at places. For other females.
No, that's real. That's
It's
real.
real,
Talk.
and that's sisterhood.
Right, that's
Like
real
I would
talk.
never want to see you in a place where someone is trying to attack you, damage your character. I'm going to be there, no
Yeah.
matter what the
Everybody
situation is.
knows.
No matter what the situation. We may be going through something.
Right.
However, that something will not tarnish our sister ever, because I'm not going to allow it. Understand what I'm
But
saying?
okay, so let's go back to some of the things that females conjure up
I
in their
don't know.
mind that like it
They
don't
never
make
had a
sense.
sister. They never was sister.
Right, right. Because that's the thing. Like when your sister is in need, you're supposed to be at a time like that. And that was a very crucial time for me because not only was I leaving an abusive relationship, but I also had no family here. I had
And your
no
son
family
would
here.
had to-
That was my only family, but
Mhm.
he's relying on me. He
Right.
at that time he was 16 or 17 years old, so I had no family here at all. So I could have been just
I remember the call. It was early morning hour. Backward. Come on. Get whatever
It
you
was.
can and just come.
It was. Oh my God, that's gonna
I
make
hadn't
me cry because
even.
that's
I
not a
never
lie.
even
Thought
told
about
my-
it.
No, I never even told.
I
ex-
told him.
Yeah.
But see,
And he said, "Bring on."
Cause see, this is what I'm talking about. That's the kind of person that's the kind of man you're supposed to be with because I know the kind of man that he is, and I know that's probably exactly what he said.
Exactly
You didn't have to
what he
talk
said.
it over with him. He was just like, oh, okay, tell him to come
And
on.
he said, "If you come here, I got something for that ass."
I need a
He said,
I need and he meant that. And he's so quiet.
and he's very quiet.
and he don't
but
want-
he meant that.
Listen, and he goes the farthest away from smoke as possible.
As possible.
Like he don't want no smoke.
None at all.
But listen, if you come bring some,
He gonna be there for you. He ain't backing down for sure. Not at all.
he go you if you come for some smoke, he'll give it to you.
Yeah.
But he ain't gonna go looking for it.
He ain't looking
So,
for it.
and them the ones you don't want to mess with though.
No, because he's real quiet.
Yeah, that's how my
Real
like
quiet.
you don't them the ones.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with
Yeah.
them. So when we come back, but
There
it
you
tastes
go.
so good. When
You
we
know.
when we come back, we're gonna talk a little about talk more about sisterhood. Talk a little bit more about why it's so hard for some people. Why do we think it's so hard? Because it's not hard for us.
No, it's
Okay, so we'll be back in 3 minutes. So it's Philly Hot Radio with 2 T's, and we're here with Victoria Hudson and it's Life Coach Tandy, your favorite level up coach. And don't forget, you can call in at 484-477-6344. Truth Talk Radio is sponsored by Made with Love Juicery. Follow Follow her at Love Juice 8 for your health and wellness needs. Whether it's smoothies, juices, meal plans, or immunity boosters, which you need right now. And remember, she's always got them. It's all natural, nutritious, and delicious. And remember, it's always made with love. Truth Talk Radio is sponsored by Champagne's 21 Bar and Restaurant, the best bar and restaurant in the city, located in the heart of Germantown at 21 East Shelton Avenue. Right now, they're taking orders, so if you want great food, call in at 215-849-7366. Champagne's 21 Truth Talk Radio is sponsored by Made with Love Juice.
Swagger too. I advise you stay in your lane before you cross the wrong avenue. Mad at you, I'm too busy getting to this guap. I'm from the bottom, but I think it's time I see the top. You ain't been through what I've been through, so you need to stop. Can't throw your hands, so you quick to run and get 'em up. They got me chopped, thinking I wasn't ready for war. Call it deja vu, it's like I already been here before. So the piff is louder than before. I'm always sure, so I'm always coming back for more. Put my faith in the Lord, cause he's lame to let you down. Listen closely and you can hear that I'm the best around. Picture me mad at you, I'm getting to this guap. I'm getting to this guap, I'm busy getting to this guap. Picture me mad at you, I'm getting to this guap. I'm getting to this guap, I'm busy getting to this guap. Picture me mad at you, I'm getting to this guap. I'm getting to this guap, I'm busy getting to this guap. Picture me mad at you, I'm getting to this guap. I'm getting to this guap, I'm busy getting to this guap. I ain't fucking with you hating niggas. Smoking all this ganja, I forgot I'm half Jamaican nigga. And if you riding for you shorty, you can take it with you. Got me hoping that one day you'll see the bigger picture. I keep my eyes on the prize while y'all taking pictures. I tried to smoke away the pain with a couple switches. Got a couple bitches, now we're headed to the next set. Real nigga in my blood, what you expect? I'm prepared for you haters and your death threats. I'm contemplating about this money in my next step. I advise you see the exit and make way. You're just an actor and I'm always standing center stage. Picture me mad at you, I'm getting to this guap. I'm getting to this guap, I'm busy getting to this guap. Picture me mad at you, I'm getting to this guap. I'm getting to this guap, I'm busy getting to this guap. Picture me mad at you, I'm getting to this guap. I'm getting to this guap, I'm busy getting to this guap. Picture me mad at you, I'm getting to this guap. I'm getting to this guap, I'm busy getting to this guap.
It's Philly Hot Radio with two T's. We're back. Truth Talk Radio. It is 6:32 p.m. And this is Life Coach Tandy, your favorite level up coach, and my bestie Victoria Hudson.
Hey, everybody.
And we are talking about sisterhood. So before we went on break, Victoria and I were sharing with a time when I need stay at the house for a couple of weeks. And I brought up the fact that I've heard women say I won't bring a woman around
Or sister.
Hey, yeah, I heard them say
Friend
that.
or sister.
like a relative,
Yeah.
like your blood sister.
Yeah. Mhm.
You won't bring around your man.
What?
So I'm so confused at what type of men. That's not what we talking about. We talking about that's definitely at all, at all. So, you know, on the other side of that, of not, it's just not the negative times in life, and it's been my it's been important to me just on a regular day. You know, just being able to say, I want to go to Florida for my birthday, or let's go to DC for your birthday,
Let's go.
or let's just go on a road trip.
Oh, let's just go to the mall and spurge on some money.
Listen,
And
and
all that.
yes, we've done it all.
Yes, we have.
Just go to the mall, go have lunch,
Mhm.
come back broke.
Right?
Yeah.
And be like, hey,
Yeah.
here's the bill.
Right.
How much did you do?
Exactly.
What damages did you do?
Right. Exactly.
But
Exactly.
that's what sisterhood is about.
Yeah.
It's about bonding whenever, not just ever quality.
Right.
Although our schedules are different than those, haven't missed a birthday yet in
No.
11 years.
No.
My birthday's in January, so it's not much to do for my birthday because it's always a snowstorm. But honey, let me tell you, we've been out in the storm
We
for
have
my birthday and for your
a
birthday.
tornado on my birthday.
And a
one time.
tornado on your damn birthday.
We did do a tornado.
We did.
And Tracy is not gonna never let me live that day.
Yes, we did.
Tracy won't let me. She was like,
Yeah.
I got on the road and it was a tornado.
A
on your
tornado.
birthday.
But we
Yeah,
did
she
it.
won't let me live.
But we did it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what sisterhood is about. So it's about that bond. It's about being able to have conversations about any. Although when you're in this, you're not gonna always on.
Facts.
That's when you sit back and think about the things you want to say. Because she out. So exactly where we can get back on that path. And I think some people that certain situations break that system or that bond instead of just talking it out. You know what I mean?
Because we've had several difficult
Yes, we have.
conversations.
We have.
I could say
Have.
pretty difficult.
Yeah. But we're right here again, right
Yeah.
today.
Had one recently.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
We did.
And we
But
said,
we right here.
yeah.
This
that's
is what
true.
sisterhood
That's
is
true.
called. This
True.
is what the bond
So
is.
so let me ask you a question. Do you think that how we do this, like you said, that it's a difficult moment, it's a difficult time. I know I'm a lot to deal with. So you have to come to me and say, listen, I don't like A, or I didn't like A, and vice versa.
Right.
And then we talk about it, and then do you think that being able to deal with sisterhood in that manner comes with maturity? Like, do you think that if we was 20, we would be able to do that?
No, I don't think
You don't
we
think
will.
so?
I mean, and how you value that relationship.
Okay, so
Because you go through growth spurt.
right,
In your 20s, you go through 30s, you 40s, and you know. And as you get older, there are certain things that you want out of, and you don't want to have to keep look for that outside of what you've already accomplished with that one person. So if you're having difficulties in a relationship, best friend or whatever, discuss those things. And that system is able to respect how you feel. And then that way you can pass those things. It's not gonna always be, because you're gonna argue. Because I argue with my blood sister, and I still love her. And the same with my best friend, my sister. We have difficulties. However, we talk about it, and we love each other.
yeah. So, and one of the reasons why I asked, like, do you think that comes with maturity? Because I feel like we handle things in a mature way, but I look back and I look at like having friends, and actually I'm gonna have one of them call in. Um, Having friends, and when I think about some of the friends that I've had my um, throughout my lifetime, and I think about just very similar to what you said. Like, we have our good moments, then we have the moments where we, might fall out. And I think how those moments were handled very differently than how they're handled right now versus from when I was 20. Like I've always been the person that would try to talk things out, but I had a limit. Like my limit was a little bit shorter. You know what I'm saying? Like if I felt like if I felt like it was a situation that couldn't be talked out, which any situation should actually be, and you should talk, even if you don't agree at the end, you should talk. So I feel like when I was younger, that there was there was moments where I would just feel like it wasn't worth. I would move. I felt like it. But then looking back as an adult, a mature adult, I feel like maybe. Uh-huh.
Probably could. But my thing with that is your friendship, like friend at that, and
Yeah.
that's why. You know what I'm saying? I felt the same way. Like I said, I had a whole gang of them, and some things were said about me that got back to me that I didn't like. So when patient much, like she did, however,
Oh, those
told
things
those
too.
things too. So that me it felt like she didn't value relationship. I just moved on. You know what I mean? And again, some people are just like for maybe her season over and on. I don't want to say that on a relationship out there throwing it away. That's just how it is. You can't feel something somebody not a ride or die for you.
And so yeah, that's very true because like the relationships that I've looked at that I had difficult moments in, we may have like stopped talking or whatever, always circled back around, eventually fixed it and talked it out and forward. You know what I'm saying? But when I look at it, it's like that moment, that lapse where we didn't talk could have been handled better. You know what I'm saying? Like it did it in any of the situations that come to my mind with the true friends. It didn't have to come. You know what I'm saying? So then that leads me to the question of why do you think it's difficult? Like it seems like again, does it have to do with our age that it comes so easy at this moment? You
Yes.
think so?
I think that person important how you feel. When you're 20, you're not thinking about that. You're not thinking about it. You're thinking going out partying. Oh, I'll just get a blah blah blah. You know
That's
what I
true.
mean?
Mhm.
And like I said,
So why do you think that it's hard though? Like why do you think that it's
because people are not true. They're not true.
and one thing another thing that I feel like happens is that instead of being true, instead of being genuine, that sometimes the friendship or the sisterhood it fizzles because um there's ulterior motive and there's things such as competition.
Mm.
Like I'm not gonna say all females, but some females get a girlfriend and turns into some type. So
It's crazy.
it is instead because we're all unique,
Yes.
all have some
Our different style, our
our
different look.
qualities. Yeah, so it's not it's never And there's no reason to come. No reason to come because of your own that you have that sets you aside from anybody, not just your best friend, but from anybody in the world. So, and I think that as women, we don't embrace that enough.
Right.
We don't embrace the things. So we actually try to run away from it more than embrace it. Because I can honestly say like the things that made me different or made like it took me to become an adult to embrace it.
Embrace it.
But then that also to me comes self confidence, feeling within you. You know what I'm saying?
But you can't be somebody but you and that's how I see it. Like trying to copy what's not gonna come off genuine.
Right.
It's gonna come off very fake. And people gonna see that. They're gonna spot that. I know I would.
Right.
For sure.
Right. Yeah. So when we come back, I want to talk about how do you think as a culture, our culture is how we can better our sisterhood and how we can stick together just a little bit. So we'll be back. This is Philly Hot Radio with 2 T's. I'm here with Victoria Hudson and I'm life coach Tandy, your favorite level up coach. We'll be back. Truth Talk Radio is sponsored by Made with Love Juicery. Follow her at Love Juice 8 for your health and wellness needs. Whether it's smoothies, juices, meal plans, or immunity boosters, which you need right now. And remember, she's always got them. It's all natural, nutritious, and delicious. And remember, it's always made with love. Truth Talk Radio is sponsored by Champagne's 21 Bar and Restaurant, the best bar and restaurant in the city, located in the heart of Germantown at 21 East Shelton Avenue. Right now, they're taking orders, so if you want great food, call in at 215-849-7366. Champagne's 21.
She's a dancer. 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 Got me watching you. She's a dancer. Stuck on how she moves. She's a dancer. hips go round and round. She's a dancer. Got me watching you. Got me watching you. Got me watching you. She's a dancer. Stuck on how she moves. Got me stuck on how she moves. Got me stuck on how she moves. She's a dancer. Got me hypnotized. She's a dancer. She's a dancer. She's a dancer. Gonna spend my money. Spend my money tonight. All this money, girl, it's yours. Just keep on dancing, moving, and I throw more. All this money, girl, it's yours. It's yours. Just keep on dancing, moving, and I throw more. Yeah, all this money, girl, it's yours. It's yours. Just keep on dancing, moving. I throw all this money, girl, it's yours. It's yours. Keep on dancing, and I throw more.
Hey everybody, we're Hott Radio. And that was the voice, by the way, that we were just listening to, and the name of the song was. I'm here with.
Excellent.
I know, right? It's jamming, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna have to have him back on the show. He was on their show on a couple of Mondays ago.
I
I
love
met
the
him.
song.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to have him back. I'm gonna have to call him and tell him to come be a guest. But we're here with Victoria Hudson.
Hello,
And this
everybody.
is Life Coach Tandy, your favorite level up coach. And so we're going to continue our conversation on sisterhood. And so one of the things that I wanted to move forward to talk about was, how do you think that, so let me go back a little. This is on one of my Instagram posts. I did a video and I talked about how, if I feel like, if as a culture, if we stuck together, women stuck together and loved each other more,
Instead of hating on each other.
yes, where we would be in the world. Like, I feel like we're on the lowest on the top. Like, we get no respect, we get no love. However, we have all the answers. We have all the answers. We fix everything. We make everything happen. And just imagine if we had love and support. What we could. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. So, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think would happen if we did it?
It'll be kind of different. Mother, sister, like take one now. Instead of just loving on you, like even calling your best friend. I was her. Gotta love on each other. Definitely. Fighting each other, pulling their acting.
Yeah,
because they're hating on each other.
Yeah, because
And they're not loving themselves.
that has a lot to do with it too. That definitely has a lot to do with it. When we went on break, Pumpkin was talking about us being broken and things like that. Like, I believe, like, that's part of the reason why it's so difficult for sisterhood, because when you really look at what sisterhood is, it's not just the relationship you have with your best friend. It's the relationship that you have with, yeah, with all women, with the lady at the grocery, the woman that you sit, the woman that you sit with at church next to, or the woman that you work with. every day next to. You know what I'm saying? Like you can literally go to work. Like this was my life. This is my go to work every day and be around other women that hate on you. I want to bring you down. I will do everything in the world to try to make that happen. You know what I'm saying? That amazes me. That amazes me when we could do that, switch it around, have the best energy, come to work together, love each other, and make that little 8 hours go by like this. But instead, you creating drama.
That's
And
because
then-
they're unhappy with something tragic happened that makes them hate like that. That personality that get up and go about themselves. Let that person, or just be a person. People just don't know how to be a friendly person.
That's true.
So,
That's true.
when I, okay, so every morning before I go to work, last year said to me, every time you're like sunshine. It just brightens up my day. You come in, you have a smile, you greet me in the morning, and I feel like being another woman, I should have the same energy. It like rubs off, it's contagious. And I was like, really? She was like, yeah. She said, nobody ever told me that, really? Because you're always smiling when you. It brightens my day. And that made me feel good.
Right, right. And you know, like there was moments when before I became I was working. I had 30 staff. I think it was even when I hated going there. I hated that place. Basically, to barely stand in the building. I still put a smile on my face, walked in the door, you know, greet everybody, stay positive, and stay joyful because I I agree with that. I agree that energy is so I felt like even when the energy in there wasn't so great, if I went in there with more bad energy, it was gonna bring it down even more, and it was gonna make me feel
That was
worse,
true.
you know? So I feel like I feel like your energy has a lot to do
It
with
does.
it.
It really
It
does.
has a lot to do with it. But you know what? I think also too that we're not taught to in our culture. We're not taught too much about energy. And one of the things that I feel like is the most important thing that we walk around so broken. And it's something that we keep to ourselves. We don't tell anybody. We're told that we have to put a mask on, walk out the door. You know what I'm saying? And so we walk around with that brokenness down inside, but it has to come out some kind of way.
It does.
And so what happens is that it comes out and it's put onto each other when it comes out. You know what I'm saying? Like when and I always think about this when I'm like watching reality TV. I see how the women interact with each other. It's
They're
like,
not friends. It's
well,
no way in
well,
the world.
well. It goes back to the fact that everybody in the bunch is broken,
Yeah, that's true.
and
Some
nobody
way.
fixed it. You didn't fix it. You didn't address it. You didn't talk about it. Because what makes me think about that is when Evelyn um, from the Basketball Wives had decided to talk to Ayana, started talking about her brokenness, and she was like, "That's why it came out the way that it did on the
Anger.
show." Yeah, on the show was because I was so broken inside, and it was never addressed. You know what I'm saying? And so that's part of the reason why I always felt like
The women.
right, right. But that's also one of the reasons why I felt like me becoming a life coach, part of my purpose, was because I realized that and I noticed that, and then I just went on this mission to like empower women to be better. You know what I'm saying? Because it's possible. Like you can be better. You can be.
Oh, you definitely
you
can.
Yeah, if you want to. You don't have to walk around broke.
No.
But see, we're not taught that. We're taught that we do have to walk around because whatever happened to you is that you're not supposed to tell anybody. You're supposed to bury it and just be okay with it. Okay with it. But you don't have to walk around with it.
No.
And
But you know, I even said this. I can feel bad. Something that happens with me, gifted with it, but I can feel it, and I'm pretty sure too. But I can overall say, walk in and you're smiling and you say hello everybody. You get that one person in the group that won't say. That's the energy. Right? Walk into, hey everybody, how's everybody doing? And you have that one person that doesn't open. Because probably the one broken.
But I think we all walk around broken. Even if we are able. Yeah, I mean I've been broken and still smile. Like again, I went to work every day with a smile on my face and you know, like when I was in the house with my second husband, like I went to work every day still with a smile. Nobody in the building knew what was going on. When months later somebody asked me a question, I remember this, they asked me a question, I was like, oh no, we've been separate. What? And I was like,
yeah, because you don't bring it.
Yeah. I don't bring
negative energy.
Right. Into a situation. I don't.
And like you would never know if I'm going.
Well, not at work anymore.
But not at work
Well, see,
anyway.
but this is the thing that I'm talking about. Like we're taught to
be broken
and be okay with it. Like walk around with it like it's nothing. You know, when it again, it has to come out.
I just want women to know that they don't have to.
They don't.
They can make them. They can make them happy. Start at foundation. Start at that foundation.
You don't have to.
You don't have to be. You
Be
happy.
It's okay to go to therapy.
Yeah. It's okay to talk to somebody.
It's okay to go get a life coach.
Yes, it's okay to have a drink.
Right.
Talk to your best friend, take some shots.
Listen, it is
let
okay.
me tell you, I've talked this girl plenty of times
Listen.
because things were not going my way.
It's definitely okay to have a drink.
Yeah,
it definitely is. I agree. So we're going to go to break again. It is now 7:02, and this is Philly Hot Radio with 2 T's, and I'm sitting here with my bestie Victoria Hudson. I'm life coach Tandy, your favorite level up coach, and we'll be back in 3 minutes. I was getting. Truth Talk Radio is sponsored by Champagne's 21 Bar and Restaurant, the best bar and restaurant in the city, located in the heart of Germantown at 21 East Shelton Avenue. Right now, they're taking orders, so if you want great food, call in at 215-849-7366. Champagne's 21.
That was Truth Talk Radio with life coach Tandy. If you need help leveling up, find me at mylifecoachtandy.com or hit me up on Instagram at lifecoachtandy.
Truth Talk Radio is sponsored by Made with Love Juicery. Follow her at Love Juice 8 for your health and wellness needs. Whether it's smoothies, juices, meal plans, or immunity boosters, which you need right now. And remember, she's always got them. It's all natural, nutritious, and delicious. And remember, it's always made with love.
Only been talking about money since I was a youngin', so I can care less what you say. I'm the original, they try to clone me, dawg, but homie can never be made. Ay, just know I gotta get paid. Know that I'm on the way. original, they try to clone me, dog, but homie can never be.
They calling him Capo, they calling me Captain. A nigga can't only say I came from the gutter. That damn my brother, man. Not no money, you barely get by. Hello, the bitch, you can never say bye. You looking dizzy while I'm looking fly. You crossed your ride, I'm crossing your ride. No holding back, cause I got no spine. Don't even try, you cannot beat me. You on that Stevie, you cannot see me. Even in 3D, TH3 with a CB. Got threats like TAC. We back to back like Drake did. We kept it real, they faked it. We got the dough and shaped it. Breadwinners, this cake thick. I make them bleed like periods. I get the money, then run on like a run on. Don't know no sense, need a period. They better take me serious. Original, baby, you hearing this? You cannot be me, period. I swear to God, we killing this. King of the ill, no healing this.
Been grinding this second, that paper, little hitter, just know that I gotta get paid. I hear him claiming that king, if you wearing the crown, just know that I'm on the way. Only been talking about money since I was a youngin', so I can care less what you say. I'm the original, they try to clone me, dog, but homie can never be made. Ay. Just know I gotta get paid. Know that I'm on the way. And I can care less what you say. I'm the original, they try to clone me, dog, but homie can never be made. I know they can't stand me in low-key, that's really why I be applying this pressure. Know I'm a prodigal, when I was growing up, mama always told me I would be special. How I be rocking, go harder than metal, that's why I gotta go harder than ever. Top of the topic, I can never settle. Carolina Reaper, hottest habanero. Might try to block, then go cop me a barrel. Pulling these strings like I poison the arrows, you're hardly a threat. Think you got a little clout, cause your name go harder than man. I been a soldier, they salute when they see me, I move like a general, call me a vet. Money and power, them two is a given, it's only right I get all my respect. Breadwinner like Kevin Gates, so you best believe I get all of my checks. Really hate to discriminate, so I guess I'm stepping on all of their necks. Don't matter, I got a limited ammo, ain't talking no camera, I'm pointing the cannon, scoping them out. Won't tolerate no disrespect, so don't open your mouth. Big cats, I got 9 lives, in the name show, I got mob ties. More to say, so I'm not stopping till me and Ben cop the high rise. On God, and I mean that. Give me something, I'ma run with that. Only way they can stop my breath is literally if my lungs collapse. I just been grinding and stacking that paper, little hater, so you better stay out my way. How dare you speak on my name? You think it's a game, but bitch, you won't say to my face. Probably can teach you some things, ain't dropping no names, and no, we ain't leaving a trace. Know that I always gon' keep me a call on my sleeve, and I keep nothing less than an ace. I just been grinding and stacking that paper, little hitter, just know that I gotta get paid. I hear him claiming that king, if you wearing the crown, just know that I'm on the way. Only been talking about money since I was a youngin', so I can care less what you say. I'm the original, they try to clone me, dog, but homie can never be made. Ay. Just know I gotta get paid. Know that I'm on the way. And I can care less what you say. I'm the original, they try to clone me, dog, but homie can never be made.
Hey everybody, so we're back. It's 7:07 and it's Philly Hot Radio with 2 T's. This is Life Coach Tandy, your favorite level up coach on Truth Talk Radio. And I'm here with my bestie,
Hello.
Victoria Hudson. And so we're going to continue our conversation for a minute or two about sisterhood. Oh, I forgot. We were just listening to Jerry DeCopa, and the name of the song was On the Way. Sorry about that. So, back to what I was saying. So, me and Victoria are going to continue our conversation about sisterhood and, you know, how we can improve sisterhood, how we can work with other sisters to encourage them to be better, how we can grow the sisterhood in our culture. But before we get started, right? Before we go to talking about how to make it better, you and I was just sitting here and just kind of like reflecting on some of the things we've done and things that we were happening that we had happened to us. And before we went on break, we were talking about sisterhood and how we treat each other as sisters. And so I wanted us to just talk about this one time where I'm smiling. It's really not funny, but it's not funny at all. But talk about this one time when I were out and the situation kind of took place. I feel like the situation took place of
For sure.
Yeah. So you want to tell the story? Because you were there first. You were there before
Right.
me.
So we were meeting some friends. We were going out for some. I had arrived first, but I had already told my best friend together. I told you I can feel the energy, and that I can feel the energy when you walk in. Like I said hello to everybody. She's the only person up. And I told my best friend, there is a hater in here.
You text me that.
I text you that. And like, okay, I'm parking my car, I'm coming in. At this time you were selling your products, right?
Yeah.
You were selling your products and you were talking about the products.
When I got to the table.
When she got to the table and everybody was interested about the product. Except for this wasn't. Pretty much she was taking from, it wasn't that she had an issue with the product, she had an issue with us. So when Tandy came in, she was having a conversation with all of us. The young lady came in because her husband went over there to talk about the products.
Yeah.
And the first thing she said was, are you a nurse?
There's something negative.
Right, it was something negative. It was.
You know, whenever anybody starts off the conversation with no disrespect,
yeah,
they're about to say something disrespectful.
Yeah, so she did. She said no disrespect,
but
here she come with the disrespect.
Right.
Okay.
And says something very disrespectful.
Yes,
about the
I
product.
can't remember exactly what happened, but it turned into this argument, and I guess she suffers or something. She had grabbed a bottle. I was going to hit my best friend with the bottle. So I grabbed the bottle out of her hand, about to hit her. This other guy grabbed the bottle from me, and he's like, "Don't do that, Vic. Don't do this." I said, "Well, you better get this bitch for real,
because it's about to go
it's
down.
about to go down."
And let's note that she was there for her 50th birthday.
And she was there for her 50th birthday.
Yeah, she was in the bar for her 50th birthday. And acting like that on her birthday.
Acting like she was 20.
Yeah.
Maybe 17.
You so mad that you're gonna attempt to pick up a beer bottle and hit me
exactly
at 50 years old on your birthday. What? This is why we need to talk about how do we make us better.
Right.
How do we make us better? Because like I said,
first of all, she was mad because her husband was over there where we were with the group and out with.
Right.
She was already mad about that.
Right.
So they already had their problems in their relationship.
Right.
So she felt the need to take it out on us.
Right.
Because of the issues, instead of stepping to him saying, "Well, I don't want to do that, and why are you over there entertaining them?"
Right.
She took it out on us because she was already upset.
Right.
So.
But that's just what I'm saying. Like, how do we make us better? What is the solution? How do we? They gotta
start loving themselves.
Well, but it's hard to. That's easier said than done. But that's easier said than done when when we talk about walking around with a brokenness. It's hard to just say, okay, I'm gonna love myself. It doesn't work that way. You know what I'm saying? You can't just say when you're broken, and who knows how deep you're broken. Like, people have had different childhoods than us. Yeah, like I wish Pumpkin would talk a little bit about her childhood that she want to focus on producing. But we all experience different childhood, different traumas, and you never know how deep that is within us. So you can't just wake up and say, okay, I'm gonna love myself. You know what I'm saying?
So some people need therapy.
And we need to also know that therapy in our culture is okay, because for a long time, it's better now. I love where the millennial women are taking us. You know what I'm saying? They're taking women to a different level, and I love it. And they're more acceptance towards things like that than versus like our mom's generation, grandmother's generation. So like therapy and just saying it's okay that I'm broken, and it's okay that I need help. You know what I'm saying? That I need help getting over it. Pumpkin, can we call a number? If it's not a Philly number? Because I think we still have it. Oh, we got a call. All righty then. Hung up. I got too excited. Hello. This is Philly. This is Philly Hot Radio with two T's, and this is Tandria. I mean, this is
Hey,
Coach Tandy.
Andrea.
Hey, Cynthia. Hello.
Hey, Cynthia.
Hey, Victoria.
So wait. So listen. I'm going to give a little history before you start
Okay.
talking. Okay. So I wanted my friend from what we met in our mid 20s. I wanted her to call in and kind of chime in on this conversation because she's a friend that I've had for over 20 years, and it kind of goes back to what me and Victoria was talking about when you have sisterhood and you have those moments where everything is not perfect in that sisterhood, but then you find some type of way to work it out. So, Cynthia, I want you to tell me what your definition of sisterhood is.
I would have to say my definition of sisterhood would be having that friend girl that I can call on. I can always be me. No matter what, if I need her, she's there. Tell me when I'm wrong. I also would like a friend that would also boost me up, always be on a high, and help hold me accountable because I think you need both in a good sisterhood. You need somebody that's going to ride for you and also somebody going to say, hey, sis, I need you to think about what you're doing.
So, Cynthia, well, me and Victoria were talking, and I was telling her that like throughout my lifetime, I've had like two other besides her and Tracy, I had two other close girlfriends, which would be you and Davina. And I talked about how I feel like when you and I'm just gonna speak for you and I because Davina can't call in right now because you're on the phone. But when you and I
Hey,
had,
Davina.
she's probably listening though. But when you and I had difficult moments, would you agree that the way that you and I handled those difficult moments, if we would have been more mature, they would have been handled a little bit differently. And I'm just gonna be candid. I'm just gonna put it out there, like in our difficult moments, you and I didn't speak to each other for a minute. But it's
That's
crazy.
very true.
Yeah, but it's crazy because when we circled back around and we got it together and we did speak to each other, I feel like the universe brought us back together because of the true friendship. But when when um when we did, we were able to discuss it and then move forward. But do you feel like again it would have if we would have been more mature at those times that we wouldn't have had we would have probably still had the issue and the situation, but it would have been not dealt with in the manner that it was dealt with.
Oh, definitely. It was immaturity, and we didn't communicate well when we were younger. I think over the years, as women, as we grew, we learned how to communicate to everyone better, to include our friends that we had. So yeah, if we had that maturity level and those communication skills in our 20s, we would have definitely been able to work out any issues we had at that time, and we wouldn't have went sometimes, unfortunately, years without speaking to each other. I am thankful that, like you said, the universe always brought us back together. And it seemed like it was when we really, really needed each other, too.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't random.
No,
So
because listen,
I'm always appreciative
listen.
of that.
When um the last time when we had a misunderstanding and we stopped talking, I will never forget this. I will remember that I called you on your birthday and didn't know at the time, but it was at the time Keisha was ill and basically basically not doing well at all. And I remember later on, after she passed away, you told me the story of how now, and this is true friendship. She loved you because she was so happy. You told me this story that she was so happy that I called you that day. So elaborate on that.
So I was sitting at work. It was my birthday, and my cell phone rang. And even though we hadn't spoke, and we had did that delete the name, the contact name, I still recognized that 832 when it called me. So when I answered the phone, you was like, "Happy birthday, Cynthia," and I was like, "What? What?" So I was very excited, and so I talked for a long time while I was in my office. And so right after I hung up with you, I called Keisha, and just to hear how happy she was, because she knew we would go through things and be all right, but she always wished that for us because she knew we always had love. So her being that happy, and with her being in the condition that she was, it just felt good.
So if you don't mind, I want my listeners to know that Keisha was your best friend. It was somebody when Cynthia and I we met in San Antonio. We lived in San Antonio. At some point, Cynthia moved to Florida, and I moved to Philadelphia. And Keisha was a really good friend that she met and became really good close with, built a serious sisterhood bond with, and she died of breast cancer at the age of how old, Cynthia?
Keisha would have been started. She actually survived breast cancer, but then the cancer came back in different other areas of her body. So she
Okay.
was in a serious fight for like 4 or 5 years. So when she passed away in October of 13, she was 39. She would have been 40 on her next birthday, which was that January of the next year in 14.
And so, whenever you tell me the story of how happy she was, because she passed away soon after um, you and I got back in contact with each other. And
Yeah, it was months.
yeah, like when you told me, and you didn't tell me how happy she was until after you were better, after she passed away. Like we didn't even
Mm,
have the conversation directly after she passed away. You told the story, told me the story, after you were a little bit, I'm going to say a little bit better because I know that you still have your difficult moments when it comes to that, when it comes to
yes,
missing,
ma'am.
yeah, when it comes to missing her sisterhood. But when you told me that, like it gave me chills and it made me happy that in the midst of when you and I went on good terms that you had her in her life because that was a real friend. Like she was so happy, she almost cried, didn't she?
Yes,
And
she did.
I was like, oh my God. But I think also too that kind of goes back to energy, like what Victoria said. I think she knew my energy because I've been in her presence a couple of times, and I think she knew my knew what my energy was, knew what I wanted for you in life was always the best. And
Right, because whenever she could hear me talk about the times we had, good and bad, she would always just enjoy those stories. And so she knew that we had a bond and that you and I had a connection as sisters. And so she always wished, you know, would be told. It was times that she would say, "Just call." I'm like, "Nope." but but I am. I think I also told you one time how I felt that God was setting it up because He knew that what I was gonna need after she was gone,
right, definitely,
and so
definitely,
that's why I was always grateful that you just decided to call me that day.
yeah. So
And even when I called you to tell you she had passed the day that she passed, um, were that one real person that was like, you didn't give me the sugar coat. You basically was like, that sucks. That's beat up. And that's actually what I needed to hear at that time. Not
because
the little
I hate the cliche
words
stuff.
everybody says.
Yeah, and I'm not a cliche person. I hate the cliche stuff.
It was
and
very cliche. The other things are
I didn't know what like I just imagined I would never know at that moment what it was like,
right.
but I just imagined how sucky that was.
It was, and for somebody real to actually say that to me in that moment when I was standing in my backyard crying, that it helped me, whether you know it or not.
Yeah, that was not. We I don't think we ever talked about it like me. I'm the happy let's go party friend. I'm the one that I never try to focus on like the visible stuff. Like if you don't mind,
Right.
it, tell a story about you and I. This chickie. So me and this chickie, we were friends at a time in our lives when we had absolutely nothing. Nothing. When we would go out, we had to make sure it was dollar night.
Oh yeah.
so,
And then,
so we could at Fridays in San Antonio they used to have a dollar night at Fridays, and I don't even drink beer, but that was all I could afford.
and
Yeah, was the dollar bills.
Bud Light.
That's why she hates beer right now.
Yeah.
You don't even bring it around her.
No.
Don't even sit it in front
I
of
hate
her.
beer, but that's all that we could afford, and we had absolutely nothing. So
Yeah, we shared the one car.
yep, my car broke down, and we shared her car. Yep,
We would share groceries.
yep.
Mhm.
We had nothing. If she
I
got a
always
paycheck,
did.
if she got a paycheck, we would shop on her
Yeah.
paycheck, and then when I got a
That's
check, we would go
sisterhood.
shopping on my
Yes,
paycheck.
That's
Yeah.
sisterhood.
yes.
Yeah, that's crazy. But do you remember
I
some?
always tell people I said I used to go with Tandy.
No, seriously, because she'd be like, she had a aunt. That's how we met. Her aunt and my son's godmother's aunt were best friends, and so that's how we met. And one of the other aunts um was like, "You're her friend," and she was like, "Yes, what?" Like she was ready to lay hands on people. These two right here will lay hands on you about me. They really will. I've seen them. I've seen them get ready to do it. They will lay hands, and I will lay hands as well. But I'm the friend that when you're sad and you're down, I'm like, "Oh no, we're not doing this. We're
Yes.
we're about to."
Right.
She will force feed you a drink.
No, no, I won't
Yes,
just force
ma'am.
feed you.
South
This
Victorian.
this chickie right here, this chickie on the phone, Cynthia Laverne Hullum, she went through a breakup with her boyfriend, right? And she was at her mom's house. And I went to visit her every day. She would not get out of the bed. And I went to visit her every day just to check on her, just to make sure she was okay. And I'd walk in the room and she'd be like, "Hey, I'm fine." I'd be like, "You sure?" And she'd be like, "Yeah." And I'd sit on the side of her bed. Her mom, ooh, Annie Rush can cook her ass off. So
Yes, ma'am.
underline on the DL, I might have went over there to get a meal too. I would sit on the side of her bed while she say absolutely nothing
Right.
and eat Annie Rush's food.
Right.
Right? I was on the floor. I would sit on the floor and watch TV, and she would be laying in the bed
Right.
and just be looking at me.
Right.
Like, this bitch is just gonna come over here every day and visit me.
Right.
On the 6th day, I had enough of her.
6.
The 6th day, I said, I didn't have enough of you.
Yes. Yeah, bitch.
No, I went and pulled clothes
I'm
out of
sure.
the drawer.
I know you did.
I went
You
and
done
got
me
it
like that.
together
Get it together.
and said, "Put this on, and I'm gonna leave the room, and I'll be back in 10 minutes.
Mhm.
And you better be ready to go."
Keep people out of quarantine, huh?
Yeah.
and when we come back, I'm gonna finish the story because I'm gonna tell you how she showed out. Be back in 3 minutes. Philly Hot Radio, 2 T's with Life Coach Tandy, your favorite level up coach, and Victoria Hudson. Don't go nowhere until she goes.
Okay.
We have to have 3 minutes.
Oh, commercial.
Yeah. Yeah. When we get out of Truth Talk Radio is sponsored by Champagne's 21 Bar and Restaurant, the best bar and restaurant in the city, located in the heart of Germantown at 21 East Shelton Avenue. Right now, they're taking orders, so if you want great food, call in at 215-849-7366. Champagne's 21. Truth Talk Radio is sponsored by Made with Love Juicery. Follow her at Love Juice 8 for your health and wellness needs. Whether it's smoothies, juices, meal plans, or immunity boosters, which you need right now. And remember, she's always got them. It's all natural, nutritious, and delicious. And remember, it's always made with...
Always. Victoria, doesn't it always sound like here, drink this?
That was Truth Talk Radio.
Truth Talk Radio is...
Every hour on the hour, getting straight to the chicken and quit with my money counter. My flow is a tidal wave. Fuck around and I drown you. My money comes in lumps, that's a different type of lasagna. The flow is hot as Ghana in the middle of the summer. If K ain't hot as hell, you must be caught up in the slumber. I got goons on deck, they be marching like the mummers. I'm a self-made boss slash young gunner. Ain't no telling what I done, just picture what I'm finna do. I got biddies on my top, I just call them Mountain Dew. I'm the PG in this game, but I could play the number 2. All you gotta do is place your order, and I could come to you. And all my bitches love me, cause my head be in the clouds. Get away from my aroma, can't tell me it ain't sour. Purple cushion on the way, all I need's about an hour. I just throw it in the bag, and watch my money pile. Hustling every hour on the hour, getting straight to the chicken, equipped with my money counter. My flow is a tidal wave, fuck around and I drown you. My money comes in lumps, that's a different type of lasagna. She said my pack too loud, I need to dumb it down. I'm busy chasing this bag, heavens get the run around. Bubble Kush, got him asking when I'm coming back around. No less than a 7 or nothing's getting passed around. The fool and let you lanes emulate the clowns. Real niggas swag, they imitate and try to pass around. Was OT for a second, but now I'm back around. In and out of state to get the business off the ground. Before you mention my name, go get your cap and gown. It's go hard or go home, no time for backing down. Haters mad that I'm off the bench and I'm batting now. We getting money over here, y'all get the rap around. Hustling every hour on the hour, getting straight to the chicken, equipped with my money counter. My flow is a tidal wave, fuck around and I drown you. My money comes in lumps, that's a different type of lasagna. I'm hustling every hour on the hour, getting straight to the chicken, equipped with my money counter. My flow is a tidal wave, fuck around and I drown you. My money comes in lumps, that's a different type of lasagna.
Hey everybody, we're back. It's 7:32, and that was Super K215, and the song was 5-Star Lasagna. This is Philly Hot Radio with 2 T's. This is Truth Talk Radio. Life Coach Tandy, your favorite level up coach, and I have one guest in the studio, and then I have another guest on the phone. My guest in the studio is Victoria Hudson.
Hello, everybody.
And then I have my friend of 592 years on the line, Cynthia Laverne Hullum.
Ooh, hey.
The whole government name.
Say that?
Wait, so Cynthia, so I was telling everybody.
The is silent, man.
The Laverne, okay? So I was telling everybody that I'm the friend that don't allow for the sad moments. And there was a time when you was sad.
Was having a sad moment.
Yeah, you was having a sad moment, but on that 6th day, I was done. I had enough, and I politely picked out you an outfit, right? And yes. I told you had 10 minutes to put it on, and I'm in it. Yep, I'm in it. And it took you a little bit more than 10, but you finally put it on. But how about, let me tell y'all about her. When we get to, we go into the club, right? When we get to the club, why hell. It took her 2.2 minutes to, I couldn't find her. I said, 2.2. Okay, now this is the person I had to drag out the house. But she is a Leo, so it only take a Leo 2.2 minutes to rule her little kingdom. 2.2 minutes. She didn't disappear. She over on the other side of the bar got somebody buying her all the drinks. And I'm like, well, what in the hell just happened? And she said, well, you told me I better straighten up. And that's what I did. You told me to get it together, so now I got it together. Then God said, you done came in here in 2.2 seconds, got you a whole new boyfriend, and forgot about the one you was just moping over for 6 days. And she was like, won't he do it? You know what? I said, I'm done with you. But, you know, that is what sisterhood is about.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Like, you know what? As a sister, I am not going to accept less than great from you guys. And I don't expect you to accept that less than great from me. Like, yeah, because I was like, girl, he ain't moping over you.
Mm-hmm.
Get your life.
Living his life.
Yes.
So you need to do the same.
Yeah, that's what we about to do. You know?
I didn't take pictures and send it to him so we can show him that you living life.
How about that? What you say, Cynthia?
I said, and as I was drinking my drink, I was like, you right.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
The drink that somebody else was buying, right? And when I say he was on her heels, he would not. She was trying to get away from him, and he would not. He was mesmerized with the lioness. I said, what is really going on? But anyway, so
got those 20s.
Listen. So before we get off, Cynthia, before you called, me and Victoria was talking about how to make sisterhood, because see, it's again, sisterhood is one thing when it's your close girlfriend, but sisterhood also goes out to your sister that sit next to you at work or at church. So tell me really quick what you think we could do to make sisterhood better.
I mean, just little simple things. If you are, walking around the office, or you I work in a hospital, so if I'm walking down the hall and I see any woman that looks cute, or I think she looks great, I like her outfit or whatever, I'll compliment her, I'll smile, I always, just little things go a long way. And it's just so shocking to me sometimes how much other females are shocked when I speak to them and smile and give them a compliment. They're really surprised, and that's actually sad.
Yeah, and they're surprised because it doesn't happen enough. That's my whole point. So before we go, Cynthia, can you tell everybody how your friend convinced you to start Virtual Sisters?
Oh my gracious! So I was minding my business at home one Saturday morning. My sweetie was at work, and we were talking about a whole different subject. And I mentioned in passing that I had, there was a business I had thought about doing a couple of years ago. And before I knew it, she stopped being Tandria and had put the life coach Tandy hat on. And so then before I knew it, I had assignments a week out as to what I had to have done by the following week. And I knew I was going to have to give a report and all this other stuff. So before I knew it, I was on it. And I actually, after that, that's when I actually started sharing the idea with others. And before I knew it, everybody that really believed in me was so supportive that it made me believe more in myself and that I could do it. And so I still get those random calls about, well, what are you doing? Have you done this and that? But I am happy to say that Life Coach Candy was my first client.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes. And so you can also say it is an awesome thing to have a life coach as a friend.
Oh, definitely, definitely. I think I've actually called you and I text you and said, well, how much is a session? Can I give you my whole check?
let you go.
Oh, hey everybody. This is Cynthia Tate. I am the owner and CEO of Virtual Sisters LLC. Look us up on Instagram and Facebook. Our phone number is 727-301-2183. Give us a call. It's an administrative business. We're virtual. We can take care of all your virtual admin needs.
Love you, Chicky.
Bye, Sid.
Love you back. Love you, Victoria.
Love you too, babe.
Bye. So it just gives me chills to see the growth of when sisters stick together. Like, this is an example of what I'm talking about. If we stuck together, even outside of, your close girlfriends and your close sisterhood, if we stuck together, look at what we can do. Look at the thing. Like even with me, like when I decided to step out on faith and open up my own business and become a life coach, like you and Tracy, like when I say we gonna ride to New Jersey and go to a vending event, y'all like, yes, let's go. We there. And we setting up and we roll in deep. Like, we roll in so deep, they be like, what y'all doing? Who are y'all?
They do.
All of y'all life coach. Yeah.
Each and every time.
They be like, who are y'all? Y'all rolling deep.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's what we do. That's what sisters do. Like, it's so crazy how the things that we can accomplish if we just love.
One of the girls is like, I just love y'all energy. Y'all all smiling, you were positive, you were everybody. Energy is so contagious.
Right. Well, for me, being a life coach, I can't walk in a room with.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Of course not.
Like, I can't.
That's just not what you do. Anyway.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
Like, that's never been me.
Right.
That's never been
Right.
me. But I definitely couldn't get away with it.
No, absolutely.
Like there's been times, like, you remember we were on our way to the one in Delaware and I left the TV.
Yes.
I started to freak out,
Yeah,
and then I just had
down.
I had to coach myself through it and be like, okay, it's
This
an
what we
answer.
wanna do.
Yeah, it's a solution. As soon as I calm down, then I get a solution. But is it almost time for break? Okay, I'm gonna keep. So if you want to call in, the number is 484-477-6348, and you can call in and ask me questions about life coaching, or you can call in and ask me and Victoria questions about sisterhood. You can, I want to hear how you feel like we can make it better, because this is one of the things that's a part of my journey. It's just working on our sisterhood and building our sisterhood so that as a culture, we just be. That's what I want. That's my lifelong mission. It's for us to just love each other and
love on each other.
Yes.
So important. Hating on each other.
Yes, it gets us nowhere.
Nowhere.
And you know what? We have 3 minutes before we go on break, but I want to say this really quick. It's no reason for us to hate. Oh, it's no reason at all, because if I can afford, I can wear a $300 wig and a $36 wig, and you don't even know the difference. Yeah. So if you can't afford the $300 wig, go get you the $36.
Yeah.
If you can't afford MAC, go get you some CoverGirl, because ain't nobody gonna know the damn difference.
No, they're not. And it's all how you display it.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, like this $36 wig.
Yes.
If I would have told y'all it cost $36, you would have thought it was one of my $300 wigs. You would, because y'all used to be wearing the $300
Right.
wigs. Right. No, I would have got this $36 wig.
Right. Exactly.
So we're gonna take a break. Philly Hot Radio, 2 T's. We'll be back in about 3 minutes. This is Life Coach Tandy, your favorite level up coach. My guest, Victoria Hudson.
Hello, everybody.
That was Truth Talk Radio with life coach Tandy. If you need help leveling up, find me at mylifecoachtandy.com or hit me up on Instagram at lifecoachtandy.
Instead of me fulfilling my prophecy, I have to start one. Instead of me, doing a good job and carrying on the empire, I have to build one. And that's a hell of a job for a 21-year-old. know what I'm saying? That's a hell of a job for any youngster, male or female, to have to build an empire for your family.
Damn, Menace got beats.
I bought a PS4 just to collect dust. Always getting to the money like I'm in a rush. The flow is past nuts. It's bananas, baby. All I talk is real trash. So far from animated. Counting all this dirty money got me contemplating. I'm the ish, I'm still the topic of this conversation. They can't help but hate this where we out here dominating. Talking reckless only leads to technical violations. And I ain't got no time to play games with you. Picture me rolling and I ain't talking about a switching. I'm knee deep in this game to be frank with you. Shorty said my oral out, you smell like stank, mister. Running through this check got me spinning like a twister. How you gon' shine with something wrong with your life fiction? But I can show you how to stunt 103. I'm the guillotine and rap, y'all just some wannabes. Run with killer bees, just like I'm ODB. Running through these beats, so I gotta charge a fee. If it ain't about the bread, then please don't talk to me. I'm on the road to the riches, they got a part in me. You're a fool if you think I do it all for free. I'm Jackie Joyner until I trip or I blow a knee. I'm totally out of this ballpark. I am not a human being, I'm something like Braveheart. I spit like an AR, call it bra, and the year horizon is heat. G to the brave, best believe that we out here mobbing. Swift up and goblins with my back against the wall. They say that they want that pencil, I'ma give it to them raw. I tell a chick, is she cutting the gnaw? And if not, you can give me back my cigar. Excuse my grandma, I'm just laying down the law. Ain't no way to surprise me, I feel like I've seen it all. K to the J, K to the J, K to the J, K to the J, K to the J. Uh-huh.
Everybody, we're back and it is 7:46. Was that Super K again? We're just listening to Super K that we were just listening to. 7:46. This is Philly Hot Radio. This is Truth Talk Radio. Life Coach Andy, your love coach. I guess Victoria Hudson today. So it's almost time to wrap up the show. And after this conversation that I had with Victoria and Cynthia, you know, I was just really real quick. It came to me that it's a lot that's going on in the world. We don't know how this is going to end. We don't know where this is going to take us. So I think that I need to empower everybody, and especially females, embrace the sisterhood that you have, because you never know. You never know. Reflecting on a conversation that I just had with Cynthia about the loss of her friend. You know, you never know what the next day brings. So your loved ones, you have to love on them while they're here. You know, you have to build that bond. You have to that connection. I'm very thankful that that Cynthia and I to a good common ground. We don't get. She's in a different state than I am, and we don't get to see each other all the time. We have lives and have grandkids and families and stuff, so we don't even get to talk as often. But however, even with you, Victoria, being here in the city, we don't get to talk. We talk often, but we don't talk every day.
Right.
But even if I go a week without talking to you, I know that I could pick up the phone and call you. The same thing with Cynthia. Like, I could pick up the phone. Like, as a matter of fact, she called me earlier today with some craziness. And I'm like, what the hell? Do I gotta get on a plane? Like, you know, you know what I'm saying? Like I did it last week too. Do they want me to get on a plane?
Girl.
Do they want to see the San Antonio
Girl.
Tandy
Girl.
and the San Antonio Muffin? You know, so it's like, you know, we have to cherish Yeah, we do.
Because you
We
never
have to
know.
love on each other.
You never know what could happen to your friend. If you're out here going through problems with your best friend, call her. Figure it out.
That's all
Make
you
it
gotta
work.
do.
Especially if she means something to you. Because if something happens to her, you're going to feel a void
Very
within.
much so.
Okay? You're going to feel like, I should have been the bigger person. I should have picked up the phone. I should have done this. I should have done that. It's going to be too late. Coulda, woulda, it's already dead and gone.
And you
You
know
gotta
that,
make sure you call that person.
but that's something that you should follow through with any.
Yeah.
It's a family member. If you have a family
Sister.
member that means something to you that you haven't spoken to in a long time, you need to reach out.
Yeah.
Just be the bigger person. It don't
Exactly.
hurt. You never know what will come out of being the bigger person. Like you never know what that person is going through at that moment. You know.
Important.
So we're going to be ending the show, and I just want encouraging everybody to love on each other in these times, these days. Like it's crazy to not to know where this is going. Okay, so we have to love on each other as a culture. We have to love on each other. We have to do better as a. We have to stick together because I'm telling you, these times we don't know where it's gonna lead. We need to start sticking together, loving each other.
Praise each other.
And if you are feeling stuck, don't know what your next move is, you don't know what your purpose is, don't know what you want to do next, and you just can't figure it out, that's when you contact your favorite level up coach. I can be at www.mylifecoach.com. You can hit me up on Instagram at Life Coach Team. And my office is in Jenkintown. You can also come to my office. That's Old York Road. And just hit me up if you to get stuck. Really Hot Radio. Talk Radio. Life Coach Tandy, your level up coach. And don't forget, it's every Wednesday from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. with the real level up conversations. Thank you, Victoria
You're
Hudson.
welcome,
I love
Sissy.
you.
I love you more.
This was so awesome. Yes. This was so awesome to have you here. I love you so much.
I love you
sister.
too, baby.
I love you. Okay, everybody. See you next Wednesday. Bye.
She's a dancer. 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 Got me watching you. She's a dancer. Stuck on how she moves. She's a dancer.
That was Truth Talk Radio.
Truth Talk Radio is sponsored by Champagne's 21 Bar and Restaurant, the best bar and restaurant.
That was Truth Talk Radio.
Gonna spend my money on my money tonight.
That was Truth Talk Radio with life coach Tandy. If you need help leveling up, find me at mylifecoachtandy.com or hit me up on Instagram at lifecoachtandy.